Check this out.
I committed adultery. It was nearly 20 years ago. It continued far too long. It involved one person, and there's been no other, nor any other situations of unbecoming conduct for the last 20 years. I will not use the Bible to defend, protect, and deflect my past sin.
Now, there's more to this video, but I have a problem with what this pastor did. He's confessing his sins and try to say that he just committed adultery. Now, watch this part.
For 27 years, I lived in a prison. It was not 20 years. I lived in a prison of lies and shame. Lying to protect the Lowe family. For years, I thought I was a horrible person having suicidal thoughts, not realizing what had been truly done to me. That I was a victim, and I would still be in a prison if my brother, and many of you know him, Edgar Wolf, had not approached me just 2 weeks ago with what he had seen as a teenager that bothered him all these years. His pastor in bed with his younger sister, a t-shirt and underwear on. People knew but were too afraid to come forward, and they have now. The lies and the manipulation have to stop. I was a prisoner and you kept me in your prison. I'm a prisoner no longer. I was just 16 when you took my virginity on your office floor. Do you remember that? I know you do, and I have plenty of other stories that I could bring to remembrance. You did things to my teenage body that had never and should have never been done. If you can't admit the truth, you have to answer to God. You are not the victim here.
You piece of shit human being. You are not a man. Yes, you committed adultery, but you also raped, groomed a young lady, and you are a pedophile. So it was more than just adultery. It was more than just a sin. That's why this religious shit pisses me off. I committed adultery. It was a sin. No, you groomed, you raped, you lied, you victimized, you did all type of shit to this young lady. This young lady was 16 years old. The church, he got called out. This is what I like about the internet era, is that victims now have a voice. This is why I still hate religion. This is why I still hate religion. At the end of this video, at the end of all this, at the end of the victim coming out and saying all the terrible things that this man did to her, the church gathered around the pastor in a prayer circle. Nigga, what? For one, this pastor needs to be locked up along with all the other people that swept this shit under the rug. And instead of a prayer circle, they should have jumped this nigga. It should have been a circle. Oh, it should have been a circle. But it should have been a circle of fist and feet. And I hate when people say, well, he got to answer to God and he going to have to do it. Okay, I understand that. He got to answer to God in the afterlife. That's one thing. But what he did was in this life. He needs to answer to these hands and these feet in this life. And fuck every man at that church, because y'all some bitches too. Because if me and my people are at a church and we hear a pastor admit to raping, grooming, and doing all this to a young lady when she was 16 years old, you dig what I'm saying? And try to pass it off as just some sin and adultery. We would have beat that nigga in real time in the Lord's house. We would have beat that nigga in Jesus's name. What? Men ain't men no more. That's what I'm talking about. And religion makes men docile. That should have been a ass whooping at that church. And then he should have got locked up. Fuck religion.